Hello and welcome. Last time we looked at the solutions for 17 each way on that magic triangle using the numbers 1 to 9. And I spoke as well about things like flips, about rotations, how they wouldn't be seen as different, but suggested that it would be different if you rotated these numbers. Just one pair would make a different arrangement. Or then if you rotated two pair, or even all three pair. So I think we've got a concept of that kind of problem. Now I'm going to ask you to get, if you don't already have, a little notebook, some kind of notebook, where you can keep track of the solutions so that if we come back to looking at something, you can have it there for yourself. The solutions we have and talked about last time, when I finished, I said, aha, look at that. You could do that. And it wasn't any of the things that I'd told you about. And so I want to suggest that there's something more to this puzzle than we discussed last time. Now, I did say that this time we would look at the solutions to 19. But I've had a change of mind. I've had a change of mind because I had that aha feeling. And that's a great feeling. So I will say that 19 has the same aha-ness to it that 17 has. So if you figure out what it is for 17, you can also do it with 19. And 19 has another aha moment. You can do something with 19 that you couldn't do with 17. And that is really a lovely surprise. So, I try to keep track of the solutions that you make. Here's going to be an example where having previously recorded something, it will help with something that we're going to look at, because I want to go and look at, return to this puzzle. When we first started with it, we tried to figure out, well, what's that magic sum going to be? How do you get that? And maybe what number goes in the middle would help. And by looking at this, and the pairs that equal 10, 45 is a total, I said, well, you're going to have to divide that sum by 3. That'll be 15. And then you're going to have to take the 3 and the 15, and divide it by 3. And that'll give you your middle number, which is 5. But once we did that, I said, wait a minute. We can figure that out without having to add them all up and divide and divide. 5's going to go in the middle. And the sum is going to be 1 plus 9, the two end numbers, plus a 5. It's going to be 15 each way. So I said, well, we could do that if the numbers were 5, 10, 15, 20, or whatever the numbers might be. So I said, well, let's let's so better look at something like fractions, just to be sure that it would work. So I made a list of fractions. And I said, okay, now I can add them all up. 1/2 and 4 1/2 is 5. 1 and 4 is 5. 1 1/2, 3 1/2 is 5. 2 and 3 is 5. So that's 4 5s, 20, 22 1/2. Well, then I could go and I could take a piece of paper and divide 22 1/2, 0.5 by 3 and get 7 1/2. 7 1/2 will be my magic sum, and the number that went in the middle would be 7 1/2 divided by 3, which turns out to be 2 1/2. And then I could take my numbers and place them on there. Now I seem to remember that I said, well, we'll use this as our guide as to where they go. But I realized we don't need to do any of that. I don't need these. Because I could just look at this now and go right to the solution. I could say, okay, 2 1/2's going in the middle. The first number is going where the 1 is. The second number is going where the 2 is. And just fill them in with pencil and I'd be done. Just like that. So looking at patterns and playing around with that and then noticing things makes it a whole lot easier. Now, I want to give you a problem for next time. And that problem for next time is, you guessed it. I bet you guessed it. I knew you were going to do that, Larry. Well, you're right. There's another solution. They don't call them magic triangles for nothing. There's another solution, and that is to make it 20 each way. All right. Now, I'm going to give you one little tip. With 20 each way, you can get the aha moment, which one can get with 17. And you can get the double aha moment that you can get with 19. Okay? So, good luck, and till next time, bye for now.